Alright, so today, it hadn't dawned on me until today that I've never done a video of my brand new Scrambler that I am so proud of. So I figured I'd take the time to get the camera out, kind of go over everything, everything that I've done to it, everything that I like about it, things that I don't like about it, and so on and so forth. Give you kind of a crash course in the new Scramblers. I've had a bunch of these bikes. I've had a bunch of Hinckley Triumphs. I mean, I've had a bunch of them. I've been all over them. This is the first EFI bike I've had. I swore that I would never own a post-2006 fuel-injected Triumph, just to stand on whatever principle I had of owning a carbureted, twin-carbureted, spoke wheel Triumph. And anyway, I saw this matte Pacific blue in a catalog, fell absolutely in love with it, and ordered it from St. Louis, Missouri. The Moto Europa dealership in St. Louis got this bike in for me, and I've been just nothing but completely satisfied with this motorcycle since the day they took it out of the box. A few of the things that I've done to it that I felt were necessary, obviously, initially, is the total remap of the fuel injection. Dealer installed aero. I like the look of the Zard, sorta, that Zard exhaust. I like the sound of it better than I like the look of it. The look of it was a little bit too kind of RoboCop-esque. Not that the aero doesn't have a future look to it, but it does have more of a traditional, head pipe design, and just kind of a simple super trap type look to it, which is kind of more like what I'm into, in keeping with like a vintage enduro look that I wanted. Anyway, got the British Customs taillight LED. It's awesome, great product. Quick release seat plugs. Got a Bella Course vintage style seat on it. I went with I took the OEM tires off 2 days after I got the bike home and put the Continental twin Duro, massive enduro tires on it, which out where I live, we live in the middle of the woods in a log cabin full of trails throughout our property. Normally I've got a KTM that I ride out on, that I would do that, but I wanted the opportunity to have this bike to where it would do some off-road riding, some trail riding, not anything aggressive, obviously, because this bike's considerably heavier than my two-stroke KTM. But I did update with some Hagen shocks, Hagen full suspension. These are plus 30 millimeter rear shocks. Sets it up quite a bit. Got the small LED British Customs turn signals that kind of just disappear into the framework. This seat is a lot thicker than the ass splitter that these things come with from the factory. The Scrambler is kind of they just basically mount an ironing board to the framework, and it really sucks. For long trips it sucks. This seat is awesome. I mean, Bella Course sells them. I think this was like $500, but I mean, you'll pay that for a Mustang seat for whatever cruiser. But I highly recommend that seat for long trips. The weekend after I purchased this motorcycle, I rode it from here in southern Indiana down through Kentucky, Tennessee, into Georgia and North Carolina over a 2.5 day trip down to the British and the Blue Ridge Motorcycle Rally. I clocked 2,000 miles that weekend alone. A lot of time on the seat and in the mountain roads. The thing is just awesome. I love the power band that it has. It's not a ZX9, so you're not going to go out here and set the world on fire with top end. It's comfortable to me around 75, 80, 85, kind of plateaus to me to what I feel like out on the road. I mean, you can push it, but why? There's no sense in it. I mean, I've had it over 100 mile an hour once, and it felt more like 170. An old man told me one time that it's much more fun to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow, and nothing could be more true. Again, twin Duro front tire, the Continental. Got a rock guard For some reason they quit making black. All they have is chrome. So painted that satin. Again, the turn signals kind of blend in, they disappear. Comes with a factory rock guard. You know, just real simple. You know, nothing that it doesn't belong there. Put the Monza cap back on this bike. I had these bars. These are off of a 72 450 Husqvarna, and these were like Desert Master. That was like a Desert Race 6-speed Husky that I used to have. I kept the bars off of it, and I wanted to put them on something eventually, and they just fit the need of this motorcycle. They're 34 inches wide, so they're ridiculously wide, but they feel so good. They're ergonomical. Of course, I'm a tall, lanky guy with long arms, and these fit perfect for this style bike. Put the old RE style grips on it. These are real comfortable out on the road. Now with the digital analog, which is awesome. Got 2 trip settings. Got the current time. Got your odometer. It does have a fuel gauge, which is nice. I put an amber bulb in it to give it kind of a vintage look going down the road. I had an old Husky that had a amber bulb in the front of it, and I used to love that thing. Fire it up. These things sound awesome with that pipe on there. I mean, they just sound ridiculously awesome, especially in the mountains. Went down in North Carolina and through Georgia for that British and the Blue Ridge rally that I went to. You get up there and you lug it in the mountains, you know, drop down to 3rd or 4th gear and let it chug, and it sounds like an Apache helicopter on takeoff. Just friggin' thump, 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 thump. Love it. But anyway, if you're thinking about buying a new Scrambler, don't think, just go out and buy one, because they're completely badass. That paint, that matte Pacific blue, is what sold me on this bike. It sounds silly, but that's what sold me on it. Took some getting used to on cleanup. Didn't really know what to use. Fingerprints, you know, oil residue, bugs. So what I ended up doing through trial and error, I ended up finding out the best way to clean this is with glass cleaner, like the gunk glass cleaner. You get in an aerosol can, spray it on there and wipe it off, and it takes everything off, takes all the old wipe marks off and everything. So easy cleanup. But anyway, thanks for checking out the Scram, and if you have any questions on how to order any of the cool stuff that I bought for this one, shoot me an email. Thanks a lot.